Books, editor of the Hindustan Times, and today I have with me Dr. Sudha, Gopalkrishnan, and Dr. Yashaswani Chandra, and we've got they've brought out a whole range of lovely books on the president's estate, and in fact, looking so lovely because they're just leaving for tea with the president because to mark the closure of this wonderful project. So we're going to talk about all the books on the various aspects of the president's estate, which includes the president's guard and food and dining and lovely archival pictures about life in the president's estate. A whole lot of things. It's a lot of work and a lot of really good quality books have come out of it. So, please tell us about the project and how it came to be.
Well, I think the whole idea was noted in the president's secretariat itself about 3 4 years back, and we got this commission of this book through the Indira Gandhi National Center for the Arts. So it was actually the idea came from the president through the Rashtrapati Bhavan itself, but it was noted through the Indira Gandhi National Center for the Arts, and we, Sahapedia, the online encyclopedia in arts and culture, we got it through a kind of competitive presentation. And the idea was to bring out the entire range of what the Rashtrapati Bhavan represented, its multifaceted history, the artistic wonders that the Rashtrapati Bhavan has, the landscape and architecture, the food culture, the food diplomacy, the wonderful food. So it ranges from everything, both the history and the lived life of Rashtrapati Bhavan. Many people don't know, people have seen the Rashtrapati Bhavan as an iconic building, but people don't know what. This is the first attempt at demystifying that whole spirit of the Rashtrapati Bhavan, making it much more accessible to people and to the public. And I think through these 11 volumes that we have taken up, we have tried to do justice to all the aspects, right from, like I said, one of the things, the President's bodyguard, the first cavalry of Indian Army, which serves the President of India. From that, also the artworks of Rashtrapati Bhavan, the entertainment that happens at Rashtrapati Bhavan, we have captured that in 2 volumes called the Indradhanush. Then, like I said, the food culture, the artworks, architecture of Rashtrapati Bhavan, the landscape, the gardens. Also, coming down to all that is history and what happened at that time, but also coming down to the lived life of Rashtrapati Bhavan in that time and what happens today, the number of people who serve there, the kinds of engagement that they have, the kind of new initiatives that the present presidency has taken up. So all this covering in about 11 volumes through a time period of 3 years. This is what we have done.
My goodness, 3 years.
The mic's not working, so you can.
The 3 years is like stuffing all this work into 3 years seems almost.
But that was one of the preconditions of the project. It was commissioned by the current presidency, and it was made very clear to us right in the beginning that the project had to be completed by 2016.
Okay.
And so, of course, we worked very hard. We had fantastic experts associated with this project. We had sort of subject matter experts. We had a military historian working on the volume on the President's bodyguard. We had a food historian, Dr. Lizzie Collingham, doing the book along with Salma Hussain, food historians, both of them, working on this book around India's first table, which is about the kitchens, dining and entertaining at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Then we had Dr. Amita Bhaviskar and Dr. Ghazala Shahabuddin working on the volume on the grounds and garden and nature on the President's estate. Then we had the art historians, Partha Mitter, Naman Ahuja working on the volume on the interiors and artworks. We had Dr. Narayani Gupta, who was in charge of the volume on the architecture of the Rashtrapati Bhavan. And that's a very important volume because the building, is known for its architecture.
Yeah.
So we had these wonderful experts working on the project. We had some of the best photographers, Dinesh Khanna, Dheeraj Paul, Joginder Singh, Avinash Pasricha, Ram Rahman, of course, Andre Phantom. We had all these people working on the project. We had a lot of research assistants.
Oh, Andre also worked on it.
Yes.
Okay.
And of course, also a panel of editorial people and editorial assistants. So the whole designers, it was a completely, in a way, very exclusive project with the right kind of experts for every subject area, and also people assisting were very, very good. So that way, it was a very, very exclusive project.
And what is special about these books is that they're based on very rigorous research. These are all academics who have put them together. Books are based on original research. For the first time, we've had access to the archives of Rashtrapati Bhavan. We've done archival research in all the archives in Delhi, even in Britain. But they are packaged in a very sort of attractive manner, style. You know, they have the look of a coffee table book. We ask these authors to write in a sort of a very readable and in a very engaging style. So these are not like daunting academic books. These are books intended for a general audience, but you know, rigorously researched, meaningful, full of information.
Actually, these can also be read as individual books also, but as a cluster, they give the entire gamut of, you know, the history and the present history, the present state of the Rashtrapati Bhavan, and with complete support from the Rashtrapati Bhavan at all points. So that makes it more authentic in a way. It becomes much more, what should I say, received wisdom, so to say.
I mean, and some of them have like fantastic archival photographs.
Yes.
Like which is the one with Rajaji ploughing?
Life at Rashtrapati Bhavan, which is sort of the final culminating volume of the series.
Okay. And you were like, before we were, we went on air. You were talking about how you were telling me how the golf course was converted.
Yeah, the golf course during World War II, as an austerity measure, the golf course was converted into wheat fields as part of the Grow More Food campaign.
There's look at that lovely picture of Rajaji ploughing the what had once been the
golf course.
Because it was the call of the day, you know, it was necessitated that kind of, it was made such a good grand gesture because the president himself ploughing the field, so that gives such a good message to the people. So that kind of thing.
That was also a very interesting time in the history of the Rashtrapati Bhavan post-independence, you know, sort of the 50s, when the first Governor General Rajaji, who was a Gandhian, and then of course Dr. Rajendra Prasad was a Gandhian, they're very concerned with, you know, sort of
the pomp and
they were very uncomfortable with the grandeur, the pomp, the ceremony, the colonial legacy. They're very concerned to sort of Indianize the place and make it seem more approachable to Indians. So
I believe that Rajaji did not even want to occupy the whole place. I mean, and he just was happy with one room. So to making a point, you know, that India does not. I mean, of course, the colonial masters, so to say, had that kind of vision and they had that kind of grandeur. But then, independent India has this how we begin. So there is so much of that kind of spirit.
Very exciting time. Very idealistic. Yeah, the guest wing is what used to be the Viceregal suite. Presidents now occupy a much smaller, humbler wing.
Okay.
And there is an entire history of presidential angst about living at the Rashtrapati Bhavan, right up till Neelam Sanjeeva Reddy. You've had different presidents wondering if this place is too big, it's too grand.
And is that also documented in this?
Yes, it's all documented. Even Abdul Kalam, he was also quite. I mean, because you know the kind of person he was, very simple but then high in his thinking.
And there's a lovely photograph of him
with a deer.
With a deer. Let's see that. Where is that?
He was actually, as we learned, conducting interviews with the residents of the estate, the staff and their families. We found that he was actually a very popular president. He was very...
Even within the estate.
Within the estate.
Yeah. Here, look at that lovely picture of him feeding a fawn. I was going to say baby deer. It is so cute and it's poor thing. So there's
a deer park.
There's a deer park and this deer had obviously broken its leg or something. Yeah. And you said there's a vet inside.
There's a vet,
So it's like a whole world inside.
It's totally a world in itself. I mean, it is something. I mean, we get to see only one tip of it, but then it's 500 acres of land, plus more than 7,000 people and people working inside the premises with more than around 2,000 people working as staff there, and so it is
It
huge.
is. It's a world unto itself. It's a sort of mini township.
Correct.
And I mean, the current presidency has been very concerned with making it into a model township for the rest of India to emulate.
Oh.
But obviously, there are some inherent advantages to the place. All
yeah.
this, there's so much greenery, and it's like an oasis in the middle of
Yes, you may have known that they also have started a museum. They have done many. They have a library. I mean, they have archives. So many things are becoming now, at this point of time, more open than what it used to
And
be.
I believe the president is very interested
Very
in
much
having
into-
everything documented.
Yes, that's
No?
right. Even the premises, even the building has got such a good facelift, and things have become much more put together than what it used to be. So, in that sense, it was.
But the archives must be like really rich, no? Right from.
They're amazing. So, for the first time, a lot of photographs are used in these books for the first time.
Yeah, I
All
haven't
photographs.
seen many of these.
That's
That-
right.
When I saw that Rajaji plowing, I said, wow, this
Or
is a
even-
classic,
There's this picture of President Gyani
Yes,
Zaid looking
yes.
very dashing.
Yeah.
Then pictures from the funeral of President Fakhruddin Ali
Who
Ahmad.
died in state?
He died
He died in
state.
state.
yeah.
Okay.
And then there's this wonderful photograph of
Oh.
Sahapedia Radhakrishnan broadcasting from the Rashtrapati
Wow,
Bhavan.
look at the cameras.
Yes.
We're using an iPhone.
Would you like to see some of the ones on the
Yes, of course.
around the table?
Yeah, see, there's so many, like, we got carried away with this one, but there are so many lovely volumes
Yes.
around India's first table, dining and entertaining at the Rashtrapati Bhavan.
The
Now, this must be a
ceremonial
big
banquets and
deal, no?
yes, it's wonderful.
So it's like one of its major roles, of course, it's the first port of call for visiting dignitaries.
Oh, it's got recipes. Where
It
am I
has
going?
recipes.
Fantastic.
Also, different presidents during different presidencies they added new recipes, and
I
so all
see.
that is very interesting. Yeah.
Oh, so then you've documented that
We
as well,
documented
like
that also.
which president added what?
Yes, yes,
There you can.
yes,
Ah.
yes. Now there is a kitchen museum
Oh.
in the Rashtrapati Bhavan of. Yeah, there's something worth visiting.
This is a lovely
Yes,
event.
yes.
Every year in August, freedom fighters are
Okay.
felicitated at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. as part
Oh,
of independence.
and at home for freedom fighters in the Darbar Hall. Okay, nice.
Some of some wonderful photographs.
all
Yeah,
the-
oh, look at the China.
All
This
this
is the
is in
old
the
colonial
museum.
China.
All this is
Oh.
displayed in the museum. That
My goodness.
yeah. Some good.
And
Yes.
there must be like,
Let's-
who's the chief chef now?
It's Chef Montuseni.
Montu Seni.
Yeah, he's great. He's really made the food at Rashtrapati Bhavan quite exciting.
Kasturi.
Before that,
That
was Chef
was
Kasturi, who was
Kasturi.
also quite wonderful.
Okay.
See?
Oh my goodness, now I'm feeling hungry. Wherever I go, I see pictures of food.
This is very nice about working at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Whenever you go to the main building for a meeting or something, they're constantly plying you with snacks.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Now, this is one of the other books that is really will appeal to a lot of people.
What is this? A work of beauty, the architecture and landscape.
Architecture. After all,
Fantastic.
like
Oh,
you were saying, it is known for its
lovely.
architecture.
Yeah.
So look at the
Oh, lovely. Oh, these books are wonderful.
yes. But of course, they are also wonderful for the research and the text that is written.
No, I don't mean
No, I mean, no, of course not. I mean that.
No, I can see that it's a lot of work.
Yeah, because
We've had different contributors.
So talk about how,
Professor
you know,
Mohammed Shahir. How
coordinating this
Yeah.
must have been a mammoth.
it was.
it was.
It was actually because but we managed. I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
we
of
sort
course you managed. But I can imagine,
won't
like,
say we
looking
managed,
at
I
it,
think we
you did a good
did
job.
okay
Much
well.
more than managing.
I mean, we organized it in a manner so that we broke up the project into sort of doable
That's what I was
tasks,
telling you.
into
Yeah,
volumes,
yeah.
into teams, and we tried to we sort of staggered the release of the books over that 3-year time period.
But the MOU that we signed with each of the authors was that the time is totally. I mean, there is no.
Sacrosanct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sacrosanct.
you can't mess with the
Yes.
deadline.
And then everyone understood that.
Because the Rashtrapati Bhavan impressed it upon us that the timeline is sacrosanct. You have to stick to it, and we did our best, and our experts rose to the occasion.
Because one is writing them, then of course vetting them, editorially vetting them, then conforming to our house style. When we also made a house style, otherwise people will write in different kinds of things.
Yeah.
Then of course it had to be designed, it had to be, so a lot of many steps for each book. And then if it's an edited book, many people have to come together. It's not that one person is writing. So that way it was a big exercise in coordination. But it was good.
Yeah. At the end of it.
At the end of it, we can say that.
Yeah, now that you've got them all,
Now that
I
we
can
have
imagine in the middle
Now
of it, it must have been
all the blood and tears. And
must have been a lot of blood and tears.
Absolutely.
it's not easy managing such a large group of people. Then obviously
Diverse, no?
yes, diverse, and then obviously you're constantly having to sort of deal with the Rashtrapati Bhavan.
And the
You have to be
Indira
very
Gandhi
careful.
National Center for the Arts, who really supported us through and through. It was through them that we got the finances.
That Sahapedia got it.
Got it through the we got it through, like I said, a presentation in
Yes.
within the Rashtrapati Bhavan with experts. We were governed by a steering committee of experts.
Okay.
So each and every volume, once it was over, we had to submit it to that steering committee and also to the President's Secretariat, including, and I
Okay.
think even the President of India, he also had to.
So the final approval
came
the
from
president.
him.
I'm sure because he's very interested in this.
Yeah,
no?
he's
Yeah,
true.
so that was the rigor in which we had to work.
I mean, what was very nice is they also gave us a free hand. It's not like they were constantly censoring or monitoring what we wrote. We've
Then there was one resource person for
Oh.
each of these volumes within the Rashtrapati Bhavan itself. So he
Okay.
guided us, he or she guided us through the stages, and then we could, if, for example, if there was a problem with the archives, access to we could talk to that person, and he or she would do anything. There are many things that would come up, in a project like this,
Yes,
vis-a-vis something as grand as the Rashtrapati Bhavan. So all that was cleared because of this resource person. So it was thought through very well. That was perhaps one of the reasons why we could do it like this.
Okay, so let's look at all the volumes
Yeah.
so that everybody knows, what all they can
Absolutely.
feast their eyes on. There's of course a right of the line, the President's Bodyguard, which is a wonderful thing on the President's Bodyguard, which I've always been very curious about.
Yeah.
It's the
You know,
senior
we keep
most,
it here.
It's the most senior, it's the oldest and the foremost regiment of the Indian Army. It's one of the few surviving household cavalry troops in the world. And
In the world.
yeah.
Okay.
And it's one of the very touching aspects of the Rashtrapati Bhavan, because the bond between the men and the horses is really quite
Yes.
special.
Yes.
And they lend
And
so
the
much
rigorous
grace.
training that they go through, because after all they accompany the president
And they're
in
the elite
ceremonial functions,
The old men have to be 6 feet. By the way.
Yeah.
And the horses also have to be of a particular height.
Yeah.
And
Generally, it's like magnificent to look at them.
Yes.
So when the president, that's one of our most enduring images of the Republic Day parade. The
Mm.
president
Correct,
arriving in his
correct,
limousine
absolutely.
surrounded by these horsemen.
Yeah.
So coming to the next one,
And
this
this
is the
A work of beauty, the architecture and landscape of Rashtrapati Bhavan.
A Work of Beauty is a play on this iconic article by Robert Byron,
Oh.
travel writer,
Mhm.
architectural historian. He described the Viceroy's house, the recently completed Viceroy's house, as a work of beauty.
beauty.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is again a very grand volume.
The arts and interiors.
Yeah, this is this I think you should.
So Lachyan's plan not just the
Correct.
exterior but also the interior.
Okay.
We
in
also
great
have
detail.
We also have floor plans and his
Oh.
sketches, and all this we got through the archives. It was
Okay,
very
okay.
specially
Hmm.
for us for this volume.
Oh man,
So
even
this
look
is the
at the
bathroom.
plans.
This is like the fantastical bathroom that Lachyan's built for the Viceroy.
I can't imagine, our
Taking a
presidents.
bath, yeah.
And our presidents being very comfortable. They'll be like,
Exactly.
gosh.
That's the whole point. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Look at this.
So the carpets are wonderful. The
Carpets
also
are wonderful.
commissioned
Furniture, my God, each designed by Lachans himself. Each and every piece of furniture is
Really
actually
everything, huh?
work of beauty.
It's really quite lovely.
It is lovely. Yeah.
And
Oh my
obviously the
gosh.
interiors have undergone a lot of transformation as part of that that conscious decision to try and Indianize.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
every page is that way, has a photograph. and
Oh
each
my
of the-
God.
And so
Look at this.
This is okay.
It's
So this is in the
beautiful.
North Block.
Okay.
Yes, in the North Block.
So as part of the New Delhi
Where's
design,
that
North
Kaja, the paintings?
Ah,
Yeah. These are the Kajar paintings in the Shobha Hall, what used to be the ballroom.
okay.
I think you can open it up.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, it's lovely. It's just lovely.
When you enter the Rashtrapati Bhavan, it's as though we've gone into another world.
Realm.
Another, yes, another realm.
Lovely, huh? It's so beautiful.
So we divided into different categories. So this
Okay.
is paintings and sculpture.
So it is one of the great art collections of India
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it has a lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
colonial period paintings and prints,
Hmm.
but also lovely, small but very significant
So portrait
collection
paintings.
of modern painting.
Really?
Yeah.
Of modern painting.
Yeah, it has some. Quite a few.
Let's see.
Modern.
Modern, what is this?
Some.
It has. So we have. Okay, so
Okay, portraits of
portraits,
painters.
yeah,
have been
portraits.
painted by some really sort of really
Eminent.
painters, as you would imagine.
Hmm.
Atul Bose, Biren Dey. Then there's one particularly nice one who painted. Kulkarni painted Neelam Sanjeeva Reddy's portrait.
Hmm.
Then these busts were made by Sanyal.
Okay.
So,
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hebbar. KK Hebbar. Okay.
So
Then you have.
Jogen Chaudhary.
Jogen
Okay, so
Chaudhary
this
was
is-
one of the early curators.
Really?
of the
Oh,
Rashtrapati
I
Bhavan
see.
Art collection.
Oh, very nice. Hmm.
So the painting collection is quite nice, and
Okay.
then of course the carpets are wonderful.
carpets are something to be seen, to be believed. Yeah.
They were commissioned as part of the original design.
Oh, okay.
Now the current presidency has gone through total conservation of all the things that had gone to
Because even these things like carpets and stuff, I mean,
furniture.
Yeah.
Also designing each and every room according to perhaps imagining what they may have been. Because in the process many things got scattered and become so now that also is one of the things that they have taken up. So
Okay.
that's a wonderful reconstruction of what it used to be to the original grandeur.
We must see this volume. This is
What is
the photography
Oh.
is by Narendra Bhai.
oh my god.
Amitabh Bhaviskar is the editor.
We all know about the Mughal gardens, but there are many gardens.
Oh, lovely, lovely. Tulips.
Tulips.
So it's like literally a secret garden in the middle of Delhi. This is a photograph taken from the dome. You get a bird's eye view of the forecourt. So it's the president's estate consists of 310 acres. Only about 5 acres is built. The rest of it is just grounds and
Just
gardens.
grounds and gardens, huh? Wow.
Not just the Mughal garden. There's a
There are
kitchen
many.
garden.
There are many sacred garden, as they say.
There's a sacred
Oh,
garden.
what is
Circular garden.
Garden.
Fish carved into the water shoots. Lovely, yes. Look at that. Ah.
See, one of the things that they told us when we started the series, you cannot take any old. Everything has to be done fresh from this. So that was another challenge that
So
we.
then the bird life, animal life.
Ah.
I mean, obviously it's like a
Oh, lovely. Let's see this picture. This is beautiful, yeah.
it's a haven for nature, for like
Yeah, it
animal
is.
life,
Yes.
because obviously it's extensive and it's protected.
Yeah.
So Narendra Bhai, he was the photographer for this
Okay,
volume.
this is lovely. Narendra Bisht. Oh,
And he spent a lot of time just pottering about. And
yeah, he's really done a wonderful job because nature photography is so difficult.
Because you have to
Yeah.
very time consuming and very
Yeah.
that's true.
And it can't just be a picture of the
No,
things.
and-
It has to say something beyond
Absolutely.
that.
Ghazala, who's a biologist, I mean, they put up all these
Mongoose.
night traps and whatnot to
Oh,
nighttime photography. Night traps, they're called. No?
Yeah.
Jackals also, huh? They're in the estate.
Yeah.
Ah, there would be, no? It's so many. Wow.
It's amazing. And the birds are fantastic.
Lovely, lovely, lovely.
So one is to have second thing to capture the right
And
moments,
then the
like you
different
said.
seasons.
Yeah.
I mean, where the greenery is so
This
extensive.
is a palash tree. I don't know.
This one.
No, it's not. It's something else.
It's a floss.
Oh. Ah, but the one with the pink flowers.
So through the seasons also we have captured, the
Okay.
All the snakes and
Nice, lovely.
So that, and there's one on the
We're getting like
presidential
carried away
retreats.
with each one.
So this is on the president's retreats. It's not
Oh.
just here, but he also has retreats in Mashobra, in Hyderabad. So these two retreats mainly, but also the Calcutta one that we.
So
which is-
basically-
He's a retreat in Calcutta also?
No,
not a
so-
retreat. That's a government house.
Like in terms of the antecedent
Hmm.
to the Viceroy's house, we also have covered what was Government House, what is now the Raj Bhavan in Calcutta.
Okay.
The president has two retreats, one in Mashobra near
Hmm.
Simla,
Hmm.
which is basically an extensive old colonial cottage.
Yeah.
Again, very beautiful.
I think I've seen it, I think.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
It's quite
Another
when
one
I
is
went
in
to Mashobra.
Hyderabad called Rashtrapati Nilayam.
Okay.
So these two are the main ones.
Okay.
Yeah, beautiful. Then of course you know that the Indian Institute of Advanced Studies is also part of that.
It
and
used to
it
be.
used to be.
It used to be
Hmm.
a presidential retreat.
Retreat
Oh, I see.
gifted to this institution called the Indian Institute of Advanced Studies.
Hmm.
What a grand building that is. I mean, I think
Sure.
this.
Oh, and this has got some nice archival
This is
pictures.
good archival
Yeah,
because there's a chapter which talks about the colonial backdrop to the Western Himalayas
Hmm.
and locates this building and the lifestyle
This-
against
this.
that background.
Oh my
It
goodness.
doesn't really capture the beauty of the intricacy of the whole building.
This is the Indian Institute of Advanced Study, which was built by Dufferin
Oh.
in sort of the Scottish baronial style.
Hmm.
It was
Look at
donated
this.
by
It's
Sarvapalli.
beautiful.
It was donated by Radhakrishnan to the cause of higher research.
Okay.
And hence it was reinvented as the Indian Institute of Advanced Study.
Okay.
So, but even that's
Oh
been
my
covered.
God! Look at this.
Your old Burmese teak.
I'm like struck dumb. It's like so wonderful.
And then
The good thing is going to be now that we have done all these books,
Hmm.
Sahapedia is going to make modules, multimedia modules on each of them. So even if people are not able to buy the books or see it themselves, they can all experience that beauty
Hmm.
in the Sahapedia web as web modules in the Sahapedia platform.
Hmm.
So we hope to capture all this excitement.
Maybe we could have like little Facebook lives when you're doing each of those or something. I mean, I'm just getting overexcited, but I'm just saying that maybe we could think of something like that village
so that's
project.
right.
That would also be nice.
Because there's no point in one thing. Books are wonderful because they capture it in a concise and comprehensive style. But web modules have much more of reach, and also they have much more of freedom for
Yeah.
people for catching in the most comprehensive way, and it becomes more as dissemination. Also, it is much more.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, since it's like visual, also it
Yes.
has different pleasures. I guess.
Exactly, different pleasures, and I think and so I think we hope to do that in the next 3-4 months. That would be
Okay.
because these
online.
days, even before you read a book, you tend to read about it.
Yes.
Correct.
Do the research.
Background research before you read a book.
Yeah.
That's how it is. And I mean, a lot of things like, for example, the interviews. We conducted a lot of interviews
Yes.
with past and present residents of the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Those can be available on the web modules. Stuff that
Yes.
just informs these books
Hmm.
rather than.
I'm sure like people who've retired and have gone back to their
Yeah, we
villages
did-
or
we did.
whatever.
Yeah,
we
lot
did a
of-
lot.
yeah.
We did a lot. We even went to villages and so we conducted interviews with a family that has served in the PBG for many generations.
Seriously?
Who are
Yeah.
now sort of retired in their ancestral village in Nagaur near Jodhpur.
They have such good memories and they have so much to say. In their excitement, they come out with so much, so much of information.
Gillian Wright, who's the editor of the Presidential Retreats of India, she recorded an interview with Pamela Mountbatten.
Oh.
Then Lizzie Collingham recorded an interview with Tom Bird, who was an ADC to Weevil.
Oh.
Then I spoke to Sneha
Indian-
Govind Singh, who was the wife of the first Indian commandant of the what was then the Governor General's bodyguard. So and then what is very interesting about the estate, about sort of lifestyle within the estate, is that a lot of the staff is served their entire lifetime here. They're the permanent staff of the Rashtrapati Bhavan, and a lot of them, in a lot of cases, fathers and grandfathers have also served at the Rashtrapati Bhavan.
So that's another thing with the Rashtrapati Bhavan. In many cases, generations serve here. So that also gives so much of a legacy and a memory track to the whole thing. So it was that way. It was. We are very thankful. If you want to say a final word, we are very thankful to the Rashtrapati Bhavan and also to the IGNC for making it very smooth. We're very privileged that we got this kind of a project to do, and we are very thankful to them and also to the IGNC for making it very smooth and a very wonderful project.
Thanks, Peter. Yeah, now that it's over, we're delighted to have done it.
Okay, now I think we shouldn't keep the president waiting.
Oh,
so,
come on.
and these are like wonderful books. And I'm getting nervous. So these are wonderful books. So there's a lot of work and a lot of excellent research has gone into it. And I mean, it's an invaluable project that, Sahapedia and your team has carried out. So thank you very much for talking to us.
Thanks
Thank
so
you
much
so
for
much.
engaging us in